Stay as love, you love yourself. Lay down your fears, baby, ain't nobody die from a no. I keep running from your life. Be down, cause there ain't nobody on your side. Stay as love, you love yourself. Lay down your fears, baby, ain't
Good morning, y'all. Basically, I'm gonna do my hair and talk to y'all about my trip last night and kind of reflect on how I'm feeling today. I might do a little makeup. I don't know. I only have one lash on. This is on this last leg. Tonight was very, very fun. I did cry a little bit, I will say. I came to a few realizations about love and loving myself and loving others and loving my relationships. And not so much with my friends, because normally when I get drunk and shit, I look at my community around me and I cry because it's like, damn, I really have people. And these people are so beautiful. And we just let the little shit sometimes get in between the beautiful moments. And we let ourselves talk ourselves out of having experiences with these people because we always overthink the outcome, overthink what we think is going to happen next. And in reality, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen in every single experience. We kind of trick our minds into living the day before we actually get to live the day. And sometimes, you know, before you go out with people, you think to yourself, oh, this gonna be so boring, or oh, these bitches gonna get on my motherfucking nerves. And when you go into situations like that, sometimes you actually manifest those situations to be that way for you, to have that experience for you. And sometimes you go into those situations and you have an amazing time. So I said this to say, like, when I cry when I'm drunk or whatever, I cry because I took myself out of the thought process of this is going to end badly, to really being in the experience and loving the people that I'm with and being like, damn, like, what's not necessarily like what's wrong with me for me to be thinking that, hey, something is gonna go bad, or these people are annoying, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying any of my friends are annoying. I will say that some characteristic traits in certain people are kind of harder to be around, but I feel like everybody has those traits and you have to love people through that. Last night I cried because I realized, 1, I am beautiful. 2, I am in love with love, and I am love, so therefore I am in love with myself. 3, I am in love with my girlfriend, or she's not really my girlfriend, but this is a complicated situation. 3, I'm in love with her, and I have to understand that sometimes people are not necessarily not capable of loving you in the ways that you need to be loved. Some people literally have never experienced the type of love that you want. And when you try to give them the type of love that you want, they kind of, it's foreign to them, and they kind of push you away, and they kind of self-sabotage. But it's not your job to constantly be like, oh, they're self-sabotaging. Like, it's okay, baby, let me love you. Like, just let me love you. Please let me love you. That's all I'm trying to do, is love you. I'm not trying to hurt you. And sometimes people can't get that through their head, so they end up hurting the person that is attempting to love. And you or me, as a person who is trying to love someone who isn't really receptive to that love, and is trying to not consciously but unconsciously sabotage that love, you have to understand when it's time for you to go. And if you love that person enough, if the love is there, if the love is strong enough, that person will come back to you, and it's up to you to determine whether or not you two are in the same space in the journey to love again. if that makes sense. It was really like my biggest realization was that, wow, like I literally be out here like, let me love you to people, and they just simply feel like this is too good. Is this a thing? Like, is there love outside of toxicity? Sometimes people haven't experienced that. You need to know when it's time, when they've learned their lesson and you've learned yours, that you are capable of loving the beast, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to. Some people are put on this earth to perpetuate others, propel others into their life of a different era. And you have to come to terms with, you've experienced what you need to experience here, the type of love that you don't want. You know, you have a more deep and depth thought process of what you do want. And you can see the signs now in people. All of this is like one big ass video game. And we have to keep learning these lessons, and we have to adapt, and we have to be vigilant. We have to stay strong. We have to be ready for the next level. And you have to remind yourself, not that this is all fake, because we're experiencing it, it's real. But you have to, hold on. But you have to think about it like, it's time for me to slay the dragon. Like, if y'all ever read The Princess Saves Herself in this one, that poetry book, it's not as mystical, and I did this wrong. It's not as mystical as what I'm trying to say, but I'm a very mystical creature myself. Like, I love that type of shit. So which is why you'll hear me talk about shit like it's a fantasy world, because sometimes you just have to pretend like this shit is just like a fucking fantasy world. And there's places on this earth that quite literally look like that. And we can't curate our own magic in our life. But I say all this to say, you have to really think about this life, this plane, this dimension, as you are the writer, the main character, the side character in your own book. And you have to learn what you need to learn from certain people and release. I hope I'm making sense. But let's take like villain era, for instance. Everyone's in their villain era. Everyone's in their Cruella de Vil era. What put you there? What struck that thought process of this journey? Who hurt you? What hurt you? Did you hurt you? You learning the deepest, darkest parts of yourself through this villain era. And you are on your journey to beat the boss, which could be yourself. You start doing drugs, and you start tripping, and you start getting to know yourself more sexually, and you start dressing more provocatively, and you are learning your body more, and you're learning how to appreciate your body more. You're learning what feels good and what doesn't, and you're learning how to please yourself and how to please others. When you've defeated that level, what have you opened? What have you mastered? Sacral chakra. You have learned the parts of yourself that you needed to learn for this level, and you're going to take it and you're going to apply it when you go to the next level. And it might change your aesthetic, or you might keep the same aesthetic, but you've now defeated parts of yourself that needed to learn these lessons. Now you can take these things and apply them to self. For some of y'all, I will be making sense, and for some of y'all, I'm like, bitch, you lost me. when you got to talking about mystical creatures and shit. You have to romanticize your life. And I keep reminding myself that, like, you have to romanticize your life. Tell yourself that things are going to be okay because you are protected. And you have to believe that there's something out there that is watching you and protecting you and holding your hand throughout the way. Because if you don't, then you will get lost in this world. And we don't want to be lost. We want to be anchored. Yeah, I'm going to up the ante on being delusional because that's how I'm going to manifest the life that is already written for me. I already have the things that I want in life. Like for the past couple mornings, I've been thinking, because what I want right now is to live in a fairly big loft. Eventually, I want to own a home, the lake in the back, lake, beach, a large body of water in my backyard, and hella trees. The closest house is a few miles, the closest house to me is close enough to be reached, but far enough to not disturb me. That's what I want when I get older, 40, 35, 40. And what I want right now is to live in a loft. Again, close to some water, close to a lake, trees, city, or outside of a city, close enough to the city where I can still experience the city life. And it isn't a drag to like get there. I've been really thinking, yeah, girl, this is me getting up, waking up in my loft. I'm about to take my grand stair, go to the bathroom straight off of my room. I'm waking up in my circle bed that it looks like it is made for a queen, a princess, the princess that I am right now. What I'm going to do is, I'm not doing that much makeup, I promise y'all. Maybe I need to be setting up a fucking light if I'm gonna be doing this shit or whatever. Going to my grand bathroom in a pee, going downstairs and making breakfast, pouring out, feeding my cat, making my girlfriend some breakfast in bed, giving praise, giving thanks to the universe, sipping a cup of tea that I freshly brewed, and looking outside my floor-to-ceiling windows, giving thanks that I'm finally in a place where I'm making enough money to have luxury things in the now, in the present. And then after giving thanks to the universe, I'm off to paint, doing my creative things for the day, whether that be a painting or tuffing a rug or designing a clothing item for that day. Grand, luxurious bath in my deep bathtub with the jets going, bubble bath, and a spiritual bath. And again, giving thanks for the people I have manifested in my life, the love that I have manifested in my life, the experiences I have manifested in my life. So that's what I think about throughout my day on a regular basis, to try to keep me sane, to try to keep me on track, to remember the end goal. You see how delusional it is? Like, I put up this canopy because I'm like, I'm a fucking princess and I deserve to be around pretty things because I am a princess. And nobody's gonna tell me that I'm not a princess. Do you see me? I'm a fucking princess. When I get older, more wiser, sexier, more in tune, when I learn the lessons of being a princess, I will graduate into being the queen that I am, that I will become. So I'm only into pretty things because I am a pretty princess. And I'm tired of being rough as hell. So I'm a pretty princess. I'm a rock star princess, bitch. And I tell myself that. I've been telling myself that for the past 5-6 days. So if I want to be delusional and think that I am going to be the princess of the Genovia, I'm going to do that. Because fuck it, why not? All the rest of this shit is made up. Who gonna beat me? You gonna beat me? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know damn bitch that's gonna beat my ass because I said what the fuck I said. And because I'm a princess, I have to start taking care of myself like I'm a princess. Be delusional. I'm the baddest bitch walking. I am the fairest of them all. Because in my life, that's true. In your life, that's true. You are the baddest, thickest, skinniest, fattest, whatever body type you want. That's you right now, girl. That's you right now. Be delusional. Trick your body, trick your mind into believing. Keep saying that you that nigga, that you that bitch, that you a princess, that you're a queen, that you are wealthy, that you are worthy, that you are abundant, that you are whatever you want to be every day. And keep doing it until you believe it. Because anything that you believe is true. It's true. If you believe in fairies, there are fairies. Your mind is the greatest tool that you have. We only use but so much of it. But once we learn how to connect ourselves to our dreams, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally, we are capable of all things. And I don't think y'all hearing me. I don't think y'all understand. We have the power to curate our own future. If we live in a slave mindset, we will be slaves. They want us to feel down and out. That's why they keep trying to kill us. They want us to give up hope. They want to say that there's no saving us, that we are the shit in the piss of this world. And when I tell you that we not, we really not. Anybody with the heartbeat is worthy. Anything with the heartbeat is worthy. Any living thing is worthy. Don't ever let these motherfucking white people tell you that you're not. Don't ever let nobody else tell you that you're not. Because I know it's probably some people on here that's palm colored, that's watching my channel. Don't let nobody tell y'all that y'all are not worthy, because people are so insecure, so power hungry that they cannot accept that every single one of us are worthy, that every single one of us have power. Some of us might have more power than others, and that's okay. Living your truth, living your power, curate your own future, curate your own fairy tale. And that's that on that. You don't think really how much somebody has an impact on your life until you look back on that shit, until you've grown out of that shit. Like in relationships, right? You stop doing certain things because that person did not like them. But then when you get out of that relationship, you start back doing it. You start getting back to yourself. Or sometimes you don't even do that. You are too afraid to, because that person instilled that kind of fear in you. These motherfuckers know the manipulation tactics. They know this already. They know that if we make you afraid of us, you will always be afraid of us. If we convince you that we are the God, that God is our skin type, that they have no choice but to believe us. And they will understand that we run this shit, not them. Their history means nothing. That's why we give them February with the least amount of days. They put our pictures of our history in black and white to try to cover up, because they are ashamed of everything that they did to us. The new age of black, brown, and indigenous people too. I don't know how the fuck did I get here, but I'm probably still low-key off these damn shrooms. Because in all actuality, these niggas know what's coming next. So they put our pictures of our history in black and white and say, this happened so many years ago, forgive us. because they know Black people are waking up and stepping into their power. And this is something that they've tried to stop for years and years and years and decades and lifetimes. This is something that they've tried to stop. Let me tell y'all something, baby. I am terrible at timelines, and I didn't give a fuck about American history. And quite frankly, I'm not gonna say I don't give a fuck about Black history, because I do give a fuck about Black history. But when they was teaching that shit to me, I did not believe that shit. And I'm coming to the realization that I really didn't believe that shit. Because they made it seem like we just didn't fight back. And we just took it. Because they want us to believe that we are helpless. I didn't believe that shit, bro. And it was uninteresting. Like, you're not going to keep selling me people's traumas and think I'm going to learn this shit. I'm not. It is important to learn this shit. It is important to know this shit. But also, I'm not going to keep believing people's lies, bro. But when it comes to American history, fuck it. I don't give a damn. I don't know how we got here, but we got here. Oh. Back to my shroom shit. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say, because sometimes it's hard for me to express myself in this way. Like, you put my thoughts into words, but I hope y'all understand that you are the savior. You are the princess. You are the dragon. You are the war. You are the puzzle piece. You individually, when you focus on you in your journey and who is immediately around you, when you focus on the actual earth and not pay attention to niggas out here trying to tell you what you should be focused on, you will literally curate your own fairy tale life. Okay, you become all. You become one with, and you realize that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You are your only competition. Oh, the cow hit me. Somebody need to hit it. The other thing that I felt on shrooms was I ate tacos, right? Tacos are my favorite food. I get them from my favorite place, which is Taco Burrito King. Well, it's not my favorite place, but like, that's where I mainly get them from, because they just give you hella like lard. So we got it from there. And when I was eating it, I didn't really feel anything. I felt like I was eating something that was not alive. I was eating something dead. But then I remembered that when I got home that I had fruit, and that my manager, which I'm so grateful for, told me to eat fruit. And the best description that I could give me eating fruit was, it felt like I was eating life. So I want to start eating more alive foods, if that makes sense. Foods that are going to fuel me. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop eating like meat and shit like that, because I think eventually maybe I'll get there, but right now I'm just not there. But I'm not going to eat as much of it. I want to have more meals where I'm just eating to fuel and not to indulge. Sometimes I like to spray my face and then go back in. And I want to do a real dramatic makeup look. Do y'all like makeup videos? Do y'all still watch people do their makeup? Are y'all still learning how to do y'all makeup? Because even though I'm asking y'all this, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I really want to do like fun makeup looks, and I want to create art on my face again. So also realize something else, y'all. Letting people dictate how I feel about myself. No more of that shit, bro. But okay, I'm finna end this video because it's about to be an hour long. So I will be microdosing on shrooms on my off days. because I still have a little bit left. And I kind of microdosed it last night because I only took half a stem. Do y'all want me to vlog that experience? I might just vlog that experience. Just say fuck it. Let's do day 1, day 2, day 3. Fuck it. Take this. On the side, it's just not hidden. Butter gloss and fortune cookie. I was taking the Flesh. I think that's a foundation stick in Ganache 37. This is a Fenty lip gloss in Pretty Please. I'm about to go, so. This is the finished look. I'll probably come back when I have on my outfit for real, so